Hey guys, what's going on? Garanex here, bringing you another video on 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. A couple of my friends started playing the game and have asked me about association units. So I thought I might as well make a video guide on it so everyone can learn something. The majority of this guide will be catered towards newer players, but I will also be answering some questions that even seasoned players are asking. I will put the timestamp in the description below, so if you want to skip the basic stuff and jump to the part that you really want to know, feel free to do so. Also, if you prefer reading more than watching a video guide, visit my website garanexgaming.com. The link will be in the description below. From now onwards, every guide that I put out will be available on the website as well. For previous guides that I've already done, I will slowly put them up on the website. And also I plan to include some other useful information that you can refer to right on the website. So be sure to check that out. Association units are units that you can put in this small box over here. What it does is that it provides a stat boost to the main unit, and how much stats they provide depends on the alt level of your association units. If the alt level is 1/6, they provide 5% of their stats to the main units, and each level of alt increases the stats provided to the main units by 1%. So 1/6 gives you 5%, 2/6 will give you 6%, and when you have a 6/6 alt, then they will provide 10% of their stats to the main units. Depending on the connection between the main unit and the association unit, there may be some extra stat boost as well, indicated by this icon here. If you are familiar with the anime, you roughly know which character has a connection with which character. Now the rarity of the unit will also affect how much of these extra stats they provide. For example, if you take a look at Lilia's association with Hendrickson, with the UR Hendrickson, it provides 12% lifesteal, whereas the SR Hendrickson only gives you 9.2%. And there are also some units with special relationship with the main units as indicated by the same icon, but with two swords at the back. These are special association units that will improve the alt of the main units. Let's take a look at some examples here. I have King as the main unit and Jericho as the association unit. You can see there is no link icon here, meaning that they don't have a connection with each other. So Jericho will only provide the basic stats to King, which is attack, defense and HP. If we take a look at Gil Thunder with Gila, there is a link icon here. So you can see Gila provides Gil Thunder with the standard stats, which is attack, defense and HP, but there are some additional attack right at the bottom. This is the extra stats that Gila provides because she has some kind of connections with Gil Thunder. And lastly, let's take a look at Merlin with Arthur. So you can see there is this link icon with the two swords at the back. So Arthur provides the attack, defense and HP stats with the extra stats, which is the resistance here, and at the same time also improves Merlin's alt as indicated by the alt card here. Now if we take a look at Merlin, you can see the difference between the original alt and the improved alt when paired with the correct association units. In this case, it's about an extra 110% of damage for Merlin's alt. So now that we know how association units work, which units are the best association? One thing to remember is that the stats provided by association units depends on the alt level. So SR units will be the most accessible units for association because it is easy to max their alt level as compared to the SSR units, and they also have better base stats as compared to R units. So the units that I'm going to show you will all be SSR units. And another consideration is also how useful they are as a main unit. Now whether or not they will be useful in certain contents other than just being an association unit. There is no specific ranking to them, so just because I mentioned this unit first or last doesn't mean that he is the best or the worst in this list. The first unit is Blue Meliodas. Blue Meliodas is the unit that everyone starts out with. Throughout the story quest, you will also be forced to get him up to level 65. And as the main character of the story, he has connections with a lot of characters, even for any collaborations like the Slime collab and the AOT collab that we have right now. Now the extra stats that he provides is 280 attack at UR, which is great for any DPS units. So you can use him for many characters, so you don't have to invest in too many association units right at the start. Number 2 is Blue Gila. Blue Gila is an amazing farmer Because her first skill and ult are AoE attacks, she also has a heal to sustain yourself during farming. And you can also search on YouTube for the Red Book farming team for how to use her to efficiently farm for Red Books during the half stamina event. The stat that she provides is also 280 attack at UR. Number 3 is Green Gil Thunder. He is a solid unit that can be used in PvP due to his passive of increasing allies' defense related stats by 30% in PvP. I am using him in PvP right now with my Valenti team. He is also very useful in Grey and Crimson Demon because he has an attack buff that provides 30 to 60% of extra attacks. The stats that he provides is 24.6% of crit resistance at UR. It's not the best, but considering his uses in PvP and demons, he is worth investing in. Number 4 is Red Slater. Red Slater is very useful unit in Training Cave, and he can be quite fun to play with in PvP. Although if you're serious about climbing PvP, you shouldn't be using him. He's mainly for fun because his second skill allows you to disable every type of card except attack cards. So you can disable buffs, debuffs and heals with this card. The stats that he provides is 280 attack at UR. And the 5th unit is Green Gotha. Green Gotha's skill kit is not exactly useful. He is mainly used to D-rank cards and control ult gauge, but there are other units that do what he does more efficiently. So why is he in this list? Simply because you can use him as the association units for Escanor. Now, Escanor only has connections with Gotha and Merlin, which out of all variations of these two units, only Green Gotha is an SR unit. So if you are looking to give the maximum stats to Escanor, Green Gotha is the unit to go. Now the stats that he provides is 19.2% pierce rates. Paired with Escanor's already high base pierce rates, your Escanor will deal more damage. So these are my personal top 5 best association units. Some honorable mentions are Blue Arthur and Red and Blue Jericho. Blue Arthur is mainly used for association with Merlin to improve her ult, and Red and Blue Jericho gives 280 attack at UR, and their passives are really useful too. And now to answer some common questions for association units. Number 1, can I use SSR characters for association? Yes, of course. The reason why we chose SR units is simply because it's easier to max out their ult and get that higher percentage of stats for our main units. As you progress through the game, you will slowly max out the ult level of your SSR units, then you can use them as the association units without losing too much percentage gain. This is the end goal for everyone as well because SSR units have higher base stats as compared to the SR units, so eventually we will want to use SSR units as the associations for higher stats. Also, another consideration is whether you want the higher stats or the improved ult. For example, since Escanor already has a very high base pierce rate, is it necessary to use Green Gotha to boost that up further? Or to use Merlin to get another 120 to 180% of damage for Escanor's ult? That is entirely up to you. Number 2, should I level 80 my association units? At the beginning, not really, since your main goal should be to level 80 your main units to tackle different contents. But once you have done that and you have extra resources with you, then yes, if you want to compete with other players at a high level, you want to get as much stats and CC as possible. Number 3, what gear should I give my association units? I would say use attack sets for the DPS units association. For example, if Escanor is the DPS unit for your team, you will want to boost his attack as much as possible so that he deals more damage. And for the rest of the units association, you can use HP sets to boost up the HP and gain more CC in that way. Now in the current meta, if you go first, your chances of winning is much higher. So getting as much CC as possible will help you out there. I hope this guide has been useful to you, whether you're a new player that is still trying to figure out what is association, or you're a seasoned player working towards competing at a high level PvP. Once again, this guide will be available on my website, garanexgaming.com, so if you prefer to read, consider visiting the website. All future guides will be posted on the website as well, so check it out. Also, if you wish to have some discussions with like-minded players, consider joining my Discord as well, link in the description below. If you have anything you wish to add on, please feel free to comment down below. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross videos. That's it for today, take care and have a great day ahead.